Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV.com. Former WWE superstar Ted DiBiase Jr., the son of WWE Hall of Famer, the Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase has been released from jail today, and he pled not guilty to multiple charges in a federal courtroom in Jackson, Mississippi. The 40-year-old is facing at least 80 years, well, up to 80 years and more in jail. So very serious charges related to thefts of millions of dollars in federal funds that were intended to help needy Mississippi families. Ross Adams of ABC Channel 16 reported that DiBiase pled not guilty to the full 13-count indictment, and he was appearing in front of the judge today with shackles and chains, and was released on a bond after the hearing. Apparently, when he was arrested, he tested positive for marijuana, which I guess is illegal in Mississippi, and Adderall. This happened Thursday morning when he was arrested. The attorney said that he had used hemp oil and consumed a CBD gummy, which was the reason for the marijuana test. He had been diagnosed with ADHD, but his prescription had expired 2 years ago, so he was using someone else's medication. That was the thing for the Adderall. I'm not even sure what Adderall is. I'm guessing it's a relaxant of some sort. I always hear people talking about it. Of course, Ted Jr. is former WWE Tag Team Champion. His father and brother are also related in this whole situation here of the misappropriation of welfare funds. However, DiBiase Jr. is the first to be criminally charged so far. There is a civil lawsuit that is alleging Ted Sr. owes $1,971,223 in illegally obtained funds, while Ted Jr. owes $2,897,487. And Brett allegedly owes. Brett is the other son of Ted DiBiase, who was in WWE's developmental for a while, owes $824,000. And Ted DiBiase Jr. apparently used the funds to buy a vehicle, a boat, put a down payment on the house, as well as other expenditures. So they're in a lot of trouble. I don't envy them. Although Ted DiBiase Jr. seemed pretty happy leaving the courtroom today. He had this to say.
You got anything to say, Ted?
No, he doesn't. Hey, Jesus loves you, brother.
Still preaching the gospel. Yeah. I don't know. I did do an interview with DiBiase, Ted DiBiase Sr., which I put in the description of this last year. It just seems like a horrible situation. It's funny because Sid, who used to be managed by Ted DiBiase, actually said in his interview with me that he thought the whole religion thing with the DiBiases was just a scam and a way to make money for them before any of this even came out. And a lot of people were saying that's just Sid being an asshole, but now we see all of this. But Sid is saying, like, because Sid's religious, and he works with some charities raising money for the poor, and he says a lot of these wrestlers, like the Tully Blanchards, Nikita Koloffs, and Ted DiBiase, although Nikita Koloff seems like a great guy. But they do charge and they make their living off of this stuff. But I don't know if Ted DiBiase still has his Heart of David ministry or not. I know WWE used him on NXT within the past year, and He's still doing wrestling related appearances. He's got a lot of money to pay back in that civil lawsuit. Just a brutal situation. Yes, John Nord also had a take on Ted DiBiase. Maybe it's time to do a compilation video on Ted DiBiase. Is the father in trouble? He's being sued civilly for nearly $2 million. Ted Jr. is the first one to be criminally charged, and there's a lot of people involved in this. So that shows you that maybe there'll be others criminally charged. I don't know. I know about as much as you guys know, but it seems to be a situation of the character coming to life. It's just sad because DiBiase Jr., if he had worked harder at pro wrestling, they were giving him a big push at one point, and he kind of gave up on pro wrestling. But I mean, in this civil lawsuit, let's relook at this here. He owes $2,897,487. Randy Orton makes like $4 million a year from around the same time. So I mean, and Randy Orton was another second generation guy, but that made it in wrestling. It seemed like DiBiase Jr. had the tools, but he kind of just disappeared, and obviously went into this. So whatever. I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to be the judge. I'll let the judge judge. But this is a fairly serious matter. But according to DiBiase Jr.'s comments leaving the courthouse, he seems he's still preaching the gospel.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe